What's up, everyone? This is Anthony Gallegos alongside Joe Halpert, a developer at Two Dawn Games, who are making Ravaged. So, Joe, what exactly is Ravaged?
So Ravaged is a multiplayer, PC-based, multiplayer, team-based game that's set in this post-apocalyptic future where natural resources have devastated the world, and you're playing as either the scavengers or the resistance to kind of acquire all the remaining territory and weapons and resources that are out there. It's team-based, it's multiplayer focused, and there's vehicles, there's weapons. We have 8 different maps that you can choose from, and there's 2 gameplay modes to each map. There's capture the resource, there's also thrust, and there's a lot of action to be had. Over 40 weapons and vehicles that you can actually play with within the game. 5 different classes for each side. So yeah, it's a very fast, action-paced game.
So, coming from the background that you guys do of working on, Battlefield mods and that sort of thing, what sort of elements of that are you guys trying to bring to Ravaged?
Yeah, well, our Ravaged is really, it's catering to the pedigree of our multiplayer. We've been really good at multiplayer. We've done Desert Combat was a mod we've done way in the past. Really fast-paced, a lot of action. Same thing with Frontlines Field of War. Also, we were involved with the research and development of the gameplay for Battlefield 2. For all the multiplayer. So we've taken the elements that we know the best and we've injected into Ravage. We want it to be fast. We don't want it to be as serious as like the Battlefields or Call of Duties. We want there to be the team-based functions that you can have with the squad mechanics, as well as the leaderboards and being able to set up your own dedicated hosted servers, as well as anti-cheat systems with the tools that we put in place. So we've pulled a lot of our experience for doing the things that the people love multiplayer-wise from the past games, and then put it into the Ravaged.
So, the difference between maps too is kind of significant. That last map that we briefly saw, that one was kind of more of an infantry-focused map, more about using your guns, and then you guys are also targeting certain maps to be a lot more vehicle-focused.
Yeah.
The one that we're seeing right here, this is still a resource control map?
Yes, it's resource. We do have both modes on this map. It's resource control or thrust, which is basically where you capture the flag, move the front back and forth. It's called Canyon, and it is a more vehicle-centric map, but you can still have a lot of firefights infantry-wise. You need the vehicles to go from point A to point B, but we catered a lot of the design and style of the map to these vehicle battles that you have. There's a lot of chase fights going on. There's a lot of things. I saw the guy explode like a ketchup packet there. There's a lot of cool chase scenes that you have, especially with the capture of the resource, where you're going to get this gas tank and you're going to run it back, and you're going to see people doing jumps. They're going to be doing drifting, turbo, helicopter battles. There's the buggies, the trucks. There's a lot of different style vehicles that make the excitement with these car chases fun.
Yeah, I know that you guys are doing other vehicles. So outside of the buggies, the cars that we're seeing, what sort of vehicles can people jump in and hop into?
Well, we got the little ones, which is, I call them the little ones, but they're the one-seater trike or the quads. We also have the Desert Patrol vehicle or the buggy, which we're seeing here. And then we also have like the Jeeps, the Wrangler type vehicles. That's Wrangler right there. They have multi-seats. You can sit in as the gunner, the driver, just the passenger. We also have this Charger type vehicle. It's a 2-door, but what's really cool about that is it has, I think, up to 6 seats. And then if they're all filled with all the seats, with the guys all sticking out the windows, shooting with their guns and whatnot, you'll see one guy hop in the back seat, which is just hanging out like he should be holding a beer and just going along with the cruise. There's that one right there.
So that's a good point. Obviously, if you have vehicles that seat 6 people and stuff, it's kind of important to have. And you obviously have big battlefields going on.
Yeah.
So how many players can play Ravaged?
You can play up to 32 players. We're currently supporting 16 versus 16. And that's as far as the size of the maps that we have. We have larger maps. There's another map called Bridge that caters to both the vehicles on both land and air. We do have some of the air vehicles. We have the Little Bird helicopter. The reason why we picked that one and we like that a lot is because of the agility that it has. These are skill-based helis. Where you really need to learn how to fly it with your mouse and keyboard or joystick. And if you learn how to fly, then you are going to be recognized by the team as like a pilot. You're not going to be the noob.
You'll be the guy that
you'll be the
want
guy,
in the chopper.
yeah. And then the other team is going to recognize, and you'll start seeing the stingers come out. So it does help change up basically the gameplay while you're playing. But it's also something of when the noobs get in the game, they're going to be like, how do I fly this helicopter? And you're going to see everybody just pop and say, you got to learn.
And right now it's still in beta, so I take it,
Correct.
you guys are still obviously working on making sure that you're nailing the balance.
Yes,
and
we're always,
because I know as a class-based thing, there's always the risk of.
Yeah, there's the weapons themselves. I mean, they slow you down depending upon the weapons you pick up. If you want to run fast, you can just use one of your melee weapons and stuff like that. We do have a lot of weapons that are in there. A lot of melees with the axes, the baseball bats. There's also the grenades. There's soda bombs. There's tennis balls with explosives. There's a lot of balancing. They're not as symmetrical against each other. Like
It's not as much of rock paper.
Right.
Scissors,
Well, it is kind of the rock paper scissors, the way that we're doing the balancing. But like, say one side has a crossbow, the other side has a hunting rifle, and the bullet drop that we have on them might be a little bit different as far as the way that they react. One side might have a double pump shot or a double barrel shotgun, say like on the scavengers. The other side has a single pump, but we counter that single pump with, say, a submachine gun, where the other side. So it's kind of like, we're trying to choose the best balance, and we're getting a lot of really good feedback from the players in our beta right now. And it's going to be a constant update. We're going to tweak things here and there, and all these weapons have a range of tweaking that we can do with how many bullets that they hold, how many cartridges you can carry. All those things can be modified based. If we find that there's, like, we have the noob, the grenade launcher. That's one that we call the noob tube. People love going in, start using that because it just blasts everybody. We were trying to figure out how many rounds that thing should have,
Right.
before you kind of deplete your resources and have to go get more ammo.
So tuning. That's
yep,
where you guys
constantly.
are.
Yep.
So if people want to join the beta for Ravaged, how can they do that?
Well, if they want to join the beta for Ravaged, they can basically purchase the Ravaged through Two Dawn, or you can actually go through Steam or some of the other download. As soon as you buy the license for it, it's $24.99. You are instantly on our beta. You
And
can,
then full release for Ravaged, when's that planned for?
That's going to be October 17th. But the other thing is, too, we want it to be a team-based game. We focus a lot on the team. So besides the $24.99, we're going to put out a clan pack. And basically, the clan pack is you get 4 titles or 4 keys to the game, 4 full releases. Everybody can hop on it for $60. Okay. So a lot of people are used to paying the $60 for other titles. But for us, we're thinking, okay, we want to get you to be able to invite your brother, invite your cousin, invite your friend. So here's 3 other keys besides mine, and you can put it out there.
Cool. So that's a large overview of Ravaged, and for a lot more on Ravaged, you can go to IGN.